Welcome to Finding Monster Right.
The show about finding monsters, right?
Correct. Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I'm Agent Adam.
I'm Agent A.
Oh. And this is an episode featuring everyone's favorite Secret Service. The Men in Black, not the real Secret Service.
I guess. All right. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. We're here to talk about what they would be like in the real world.
Well, they are in the real world.
Exactly. But people don't believe that. They think they're fictional.
Right.
Because of all them... because of the 90s Will Smith goo-filled film.
Are you saying MiB might be MiB? Is Men in Black a cover-up?
I think that Men in Black might be a cover-up.
Little did you know that was the name of the episode already.
Yes, we are prepared.
Yes, we are... It's a very good episode that we're about to do.
For the first time ever.
We definitely didn't do a really bad episode and then just decide to start over with the neuralizer. This podcast is only a few minutes in.
We are a fresh recording.
Mm-hmm.
Never touched before.
Nope. Didn't do anything today.
No. So yes, Men in Black.
Black. Nope.
Yeah, you fell for my trap.
I do that with a lot of fantasy series, like Throne Games, Ring Lord.
Don't work in the sci-fi.
Nope. Earthsea Tales.
So they wear the suits, they got the sunglasses, they got the neuralizers, they have the giant chrome weapons.
They move in shadows, walk in silence, and guard against extraterrestrial violence.
They are the Men in Black. And people think that it's all a joke. They think it's all about the big aliens and little aliens. Before this, we watched Men in Black 2 in preparation.
Yeah, I had seen Men in Black 1, but never Men in Black 2, and...
It's been a hot minute since I'd seen it.
You know who I'm disappointed didn't show up in Men in Black 2?
Who's that?
My favorite alien, I think maybe in anything.
Yeah, please tell me which one it is.
Take a shot.
Is it the little guy who's inside a guy?
I understand why you might think that, but no.
It's a pretty safe guess with Men in Black 2.
Well, no, Men in Black 1. In Men in Black 1, my favorite alien, maybe of all time in anything, is that big translucent slug that Will Smith bumps into in the
headquarters
in the airport. Oh. And then Tommy Lee Jones is all like,
"You want to stay away from that guy? He's grouchy."
I like him. I want to know what he's all about.
Well, why is he so grouchy?
The fan wiki just calls him Worm Guy Alien.
He has some very...
Look up a picture of him so you know who I'm talking about.
Sure. He has the same vibe as the guys in the cantina.
Yeah.
Also grouchy in one scene.
Worm Guy MiB. There we go. No.
I'm pretty sure this is the Worm Guy.
No, okay. Bad choice. Slug Guy.
Thank you.
The fan wiki calls him Worm Guy, which is ridiculous because there's already something called the Worms.
Yeah.
All right, there we go. These guys.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
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 You know.
That thing.
He's very fun. So, we watched Men in Black 2, and you had a very good comment, which I hadn't noticed before, is it's all about scale in that movie.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. One thing that the Men in Black franchise does really well, and most sci-fi doesn't, is jokes about scale. Like, aliens that are really tiny, aliens that are really big. Like, the whole thing with the spaceship lands and stuff, and then, we find out that it's, really small, and there's just one little worm in there. And then it reads a magazine and turns into a woman with... Okay, can we talk about the antagonist in Men in Black 2?
Yes.
Okay, so she is a Kylothian queen, and her name is... I am blanking.
So am I. Do you want me to look it up?
Yep.
All right.
Well, here's why. It's some Rick and Morty, type name of just, think of an alien name really quick. Slimbo. It's not hard to do. It's not hard to write that show, and it's kind of the same idea here.
Yeah. Serlina.
Serlina, yes. Okay. The worm's name is Serlina. And she finds a magazine of, some lady in her underwear, turns into some lady in her underwear, and then like immediately a mugger shows up and like licks her face, and then she eats him and vores him, and then
Then she goes on to the next scene where she deflates a guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of that
with,
as well.
with tentacles.
There's a lot of inflation and deflation going on in Men in Black. Also, a lot of goo.
Tons of goo. Way more goo than I think anyone actually wants.
All right, I want to talk about this character now. So, this lady.
Yeah.
Tentacles.
Uh-huh.
Black lingerie and black leather together.
And I think as soon as you saw her change immediately, you were like, okay, I'm interested. But then instantly...
Wait, okay. Domineering personality. She's a queen.
Yeah.
Power.
Mm-hmm.
Why, like, this is objectively touching all of my well-documented buttons, and yet, there's just nothing there.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It's a real enigma. I thought you would like the pug character.
I hated the pugs so fucking much. Like, that's the other, like, hot lady and a dog are major characters in this movie, and like I was like both of them I just did not like.
Mm-hmm.
The pug, well, first off, pugs are gross.
They're the leftover dog.
They're
the dog made with the scraps that no one else wanted.
They're a dog that is, it's upsetting to look at. It's like Okja. It's like some shit where it's like, you know, like we created a giant pig that is like the ideal pig. It doesn't feel pain. It doesn't have eyes or anything like that.
It's like a scrapple pet.
It's a scrapple pet. Yes. It's like, I don't know why they thought that like squishing up an animal's face would make it look cute. It looks like it was in an accident. Like I saw this one post about somebody in the Netherlands who's trying to breed French bulldogs to have like a longer, more dog-like snout and have that be recognized as the new standard for the breed. I really hope that's what happens in the future, because like that's upsetting to
make
look
that
at.
adjustment.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, they're Men in Black 2 is a film full of aliens and goo, just like the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And the premise of our episode here is something that I think this has been on our list for a long time.
Yeah.
And it's that, hey, what's happening? What if, and let's get our conspiracy faces on, what if Men in Black was real, though?
I'm inclined to believe what you say, because you are wearing a full-on Men in Black ensemble this time around.
Yes, I bought a black suit recently, and I said, hey, that's the difference between you and I. I make this look good.
That is true. Between us, that is true.
And that's the... yes. So, Men in Black, if you search the term now, if you searched it... oh man, I have to add numbers onto this. 25 years ago, you would not be able to have a platform for it. Hang on. If you searched it in 1998, when Google was still poking around... I would ask Jeeves. If you asked Jeeves what the Men in Black was, he'd tell you all about the UFOlogy stuff.
Yeah,
about how when UFOs are spotted, when aliens are about, these guys wearing suits show up. They have sunglasses and they look weird.
So the first recorded sighting of the Men in Black in the UFOlogy community was by Harold Dahl in the year 1947. So he claimed to have been warned not to talk about a UFO sighting on Maori Island by a man in a dark suit. UFOologist John Keel, who also was the author of the Mothman prophecies, claimed to have encounters with MiB and referred to them as demonic supernaturals with dark skin and or exotic facial features.
Yes.
I don't know. But he also records an instance where he was in rural West Virginia in 1967 and was mistaken for an MiB while searching for a phone to call a tow truck.
So it goes both ways.
Yeah. So I'm going to read this whole article verbatim from Wikipedia. In his article, Gray Barker, my friend, the mythmaker, John C. Sherwood, claims that in the late 1960s, at the age of 18, he cooperated when Gary Barker urged him to develop a hoax, which Barker subsequently published, about what Barker called Blackmen. 3 mysterious UFO inhabitants who silenced Sherwood's pseudonymous identity, Dr. Richard H. Pratt. Okay, so We can't call them black men.
No,
All one word. You simply cannot.
It's no longer kosher.
I feel like that shouldn't be kosher, ever, in any point in history.
I agree. Men in Black is the term we'll use. But yeah, they show up at these UFO sightings and stuff like that, and apparently there's some, like, you know, of course, like all aliens, there's a million different theories and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the overarching one is that there's a covert government agency of some governments, and when they, like, yeah, they cover
ain't
up.
on no government list. They straight up exist, no name and no fingerprints.
Yeah. They... Yeah, and the movie kind of takes that concept, and it's like, oh, hey, let's use our late 90s practical effects and new CGI to and create a whole world for of comedy, sci-fi comedy, that Will Smith, this up-and-coming new actor, Will Smith, can enjoy.
Which, that movie was based on a comic book.
Mm-hmm.
Written originally in 1990 that ran for 6 issues.
Yeah, hot new property.
Mm-hmm.
They threw it on the big screen, and it was a major blockbuster.
So, this comic, that was me transitioning into talking about the comic.
Okay, sorry.
I wasn't going to circle. So,
the comic, I assume, like the series, is about like a.
Hey, Adam, what color are your eyes, really quick? I just want
I think they're brown.
I think they might be hazel. Let me see.
Here, let me check my driver's license. Oh, you want to check mine? Okay.
This comic written in 1990 is what we're currently talking about now.
Okay.
So, we were talking about this comic, and we found out that apparently, like, it wasn't originally just about aliens. Like, the Men in Black were also covering up, like, werewolves and vampires and also aliens and like a million other like sci-fi fantasy kind of elements of this world. And also they didn't have neuralizers, they just killed people. And Agent J was white. And that's the weirdest part. Like it was an early 90s comic.
Understood.
I'm sure like you know, I'm sure whoever wrote it, like, was not good at drawing feet. Like, the whole fucking thing.
Yeah, that's why they wore suits.
They probably had a bunch of pouches and stuff that ruined the aesthetic completely. Which, like, in the movies, can we talk about what Will Smith looks like in the movies when he's not wearing the suit in the first movie?
Yes.
It's absurd.
He looks like he's straight out like Kenan and Kel.
He looks like he's out of Kenan and Kel, but, like, I don't think anyone ever dressed like that in real life.
That's what I always say about that era of 99. It's like, did people really wear neon yellow leather jackets?
Well, actually, this was in the same year that Jurassic Park: The Lost World came out, a year that most people call 1997. All right, so the color coordination is there, but that's about it. And check out like this thing. It's like an all-white football jersey paired with, like, some orange coveralls that are tucked into just some insane-looking shoes that are, like, have a weird spiral design on the side.
Yeah, it makes sense if you wear this in, like, prison.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think
like,
this makes sense anywhere.
This is where they casually, you know...
But he has a football jersey on.
Yes, that does not add up. Oh, no.
See what I'm talking about with the shoes?
Yeah,
like,
the shoes are bonkers. And I like the built-in knee pads in the pants.
Literally what is happening right now.
He's dressed like a Pokemon character is what he's dressed like.
Mm.
He's a gym leader.
He's an electric-type gym leader.
Yeah, these are some insane threads. So we go full 97 post-comics.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if there was Men in Black, if this was an organization that goes back to, like, even the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, and so forth, what could be better for them than some giant Hollywood blockbuster coming out, and so that they can totally fly under the radar?
Right, yeah. I mean, now anyone who talks about Men in Black is like that movie?
No, people don't even say like that movie. They're like, oh, you're talking about the movie.
Yeah, no.
There's no other concept to them.
Yeah, it's like if, like, people just on the street don't know about Men in Black, the, like, conspiracy theory. They know about Men in Black the movie.
Yeah, I don't think I grew up in a world that I knew about the conspiracy theory. Until like my 20s when I learned more about supernatural occurrences and stuff.
I may have. I don't think I saw Men in Black until my teens.
Mm-hmm. I think I saw a couple scenes in a hotel once. And then later I watched it more and I'm like, ah, cool, what a bunch of goo.
Even the first time I was like, damn, I love that slug thing. Like, I always pictured it as, like, more translucent. Like, it was just made of, like, a bunch of big bubbles, kind of, that were just, like, you know, had, like, some splotches on them, but were, like, all connected into a slug thing. Like, I pictured it more hollow than I can find on any picture, and I'm wondering why that is.
I wonder if, and this is something I asked last night, I wonder if New Yorkers like the Men in Black series. Because it kind of portrays all the kind of ne'er-do-wells of the city as, oh, they're secretly aliens, though.
Well, that's, like, that's the trope, that's the, like, joke about New York, is, like, you know, you can, like, look around and you'll find, like, the weirdest shit you ever seen, and so you gotta keep your head down and keep your headphones in.
Mm-hmm. So that's, and that adds up.
Like, a lot of media does that same, you know, that same bit. It's, like, something that people just say about New York.
Mm-hmm.
It's, like, a thing that people do.
Yeah, you know, in a different movie, they're all, like, members of the Matrix, or they're all ghosts, like in R.I.P.D.
Unsleeping City in Dimension 20 is the same thing.
Yeah, it's all secretly fantastical characters.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the perfect cover-up.
Right.
The perfect, oh, if there's actually people in suits who are going around New York, like, you know, with neuralizers and the like, then, yeah, no, this adds up.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that I would like to point out is, keep your head down in New York. It's been a thing for a long time. Nowadays, with smartphones, like, they do it for you. I think if there was a modern day Men in Black, they'd have a really, really easy job.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine, like, a local Wi-Fi setup.
Well, with the smartphones, though, like,
yes.
I mean, you would still be able to record.
You'd be able to record, but, okay, record, cloud upload, like, you're done, right?
I mean,
if there were alien activities like the one that we see in the movie, like giant worms going around the subway tunnels.
Yeah.
And all kinds of insects the size of cars running through the city.
Mm-hmm.
Very hard to wipe people's minds.
Yeah.
I wonder how they addressed that in the fourth movie. Did they just ignore it?
I mean, we'll never know.
There's no way of knowing.
Yeah.
I'm not watching that shit.
I mean, that movie gave off a lot of Sony vibes in the trailer alone.
I recall the trailer popped up and people were just saying, like, yeah, he's the villain. And, like, just calling every shot there was.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know how Disney has a vibe?
Yes.
Like, you can watch a movie and be like, oh, a Disney movie. I see the point now. But, like, Sony has a vibe and it's just, like, it's like the vibe that I get from Chris Pratt or the inside of a Target. Just, like...
It's very... My word's desperate.
It's desperate, it's sanitized, it's suburban, it's... Yeah. I can think of a lot of adjectives, but I can't come up with a name for this aesthetic, but it's just disappointing.
Yeah, it's, please watch me. Please come on in.
Enjoy this capitalist product, friends. Yeah,
we're not the other... they don't even try to be like, you know, we're kind of edgy and different. They don't even try.
This is going to be some... This is going to turn into less of a thought and more of a beat poem, but Chris Pratt, the inside of a Target, Men in Black International, most Sony movies, and that feeling you get when your boss describes your company as a family. This hollow, cold shell of a human being that you feel like in your heart.
Yeah.
Am I describing something that's real?
I think so. I would call it... like suburban cold or something like that.
Suburban cold. Ooh, suburban ennui?
We'll have to name the trope right now.
I mean, we're not doing anything else.
The neuralizer, as you said, not in the books. It is in the show.
Yeah, no, I know what a neuralizer is.
You don't know what a neuralizer is?
What's a neuralizer?
It's a device that they set the time, date, and how far back to wipe someone's memory.
How novel.
How much of their memory gets wiped?
You can set.
Yes, I understand that much, but everything? Do they not recall anything and they kind of fill in the blanks?
I think that's the idea, because memory is, not a camera.
No, it's a lot of vibes.
No, memory is fluid.
Yeah, because people, like, for example, you climb a tall mountain and it's very scary, but you get to the top and then you're like, oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what the point of the suggestion is afterwards. Like, it's like when Photoshop autofills a blank space in a picture. You just, like, put in a little bit and then it, like, automatically fills the rest.
I think everyone's experienced that in a dream, too.
Yeah.
Your mind just kind of like, oh, I have dots D and E. Like, I probably can guess what A, B, and C were.
Like, wouldn't it be crazy if Adam had 2 dogs growing out of his chest, and then that happens in the dream?
but the dogs are doing, like, weird Jim Carrey bits.
And at first you're like, oh no, and then I was like, no, what if he's cool with it? This is fine.
Yeah, people, as we walk by, are like, look at those puppies, and, you know, all the...
Oh, God. I wouldn't have done that.
It's Men in Black. It's semi-sleazy.
Oh, no.
For some reason.
The entire... Okay, what part of Men in Black 2 that we just saw was sleazy? Was it the disgusting small people that all sounded vaguely ethnic and also extremely just sexual all the time? Like... Yeah, we are worms, and we want to have sex with Rosario Dawson, and let's play Twister, and I'm a pug, and I sound the same, and I'm going to lick you. Oh yeah, the part where Serena... Serlina? I think I neuralized myself too much.
I believe it's Serlina.
The part where Serlina licks Tommy Lee Jones's ear and, like, sticks her tongue in his brain. That was apparently something that she improv'd to try and get him to break, and he didn't.
He's a stone cold killer. I felt myself watching him the most on this rewatch because I'm just like, look how fucking good he is.
He's so good. He's a good actor, damn it, and like
he's really good as a mailman.
If I were Lara Flynn Boyle, I would absolutely try to do that same thing. Like, I'm gonna break him.
And you can't do it.
No, that was a really funny move. Yeah. First, I was like, some like weird director was like, lick his ear. Lick his ear. Lick it. Like, this whole character was invented when someone was like, I can't imagine a creative scenario, a brainstorming session, right? Where someone came up with the idea for this character and they weren't masturbating at the time.
Yeah,
like, this is someone. She shows up in her she's a worm. She knits herself together into her underwear, and then she vores a dude immediately.
Instantly.
But he deserves it because he was bad. That's like 100% of the time, absolutely. Like, when you're imagining some, like, insane fetish scenario, there's always got to be some justification for it, right?
Yeah. The thing about the scenario is that it's 2003. Mm-hmm. Here's the things that are bookending this. Is T3, Rise of the Machines, right? Where they're like, hey, let's make the Terminator a sexy lady who, in order to get out of a ticket, looks at a billboard and makes her chest bigger.
Works every time.
And, like, Totally Spies, which is, like, you know...
Oh, yeah.
poorly veiled fetishes.
Yes. 100%. Absolutely.
To deliver it as, like, as close to the radar as possible.
That was a lot of those episodes, wasn't it?
I saw someone make, like, a list on Tumblr, and it was like, this is every episode. Is people... I'm not gonna discuss I'm not going to discuss the array.
You don't have to. I clearly remember every single one of those Totally Spies episodes that I did watch as a child later created a fetish in me. I'm not saying they all lasted.
They stay there. They come and go. Much like, really quick, I want to mention Men in Black 3.
Thank God that's where that sentence was going.
Which, it was one of those, like, you know, 10 years later sequels that no one saw in theaters. Just quick aside is that the antagonist Men in Black 3 is terrible.
Really?
He's awful. His powers are that of a henchman. All he does is shoot spikes. That's his deal.
That's not nearly as cool as Pikachu's powers.
No,
I called Serlina Pikachu while we were watching because I just, like, since I was not my libido wasn't talking to me then, and since that's really her whole deal is to set that off, like, I was just, like, looking at her face and, like, she's wearing too much makeup. Like, she just has, like, this huge amount of blush on her cheeks, so I kept calling her Pikachu.
Yeah. And the de-evolution of Men in Black villains goes that accordingly. Where it ends with a guy shooting spikes. And the first one, it's a bug that pretends to be a person.
Yeah.
And he does I forget the actor's name. He does a kick-ass job.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
D'Onofrio. He every time I see him, I'm like, oh man, he looks like a bug in a guy. And in between that, they're like, all right, they had some horny writers, and they're like, okay, let's just get this underwear model, like, type deal.
All right, really quick. Okay, Men in Black International was a success. Men in Black International 2. Think about it. What is the horniest villain you can think of according to your own personal kind of fucking brand? Go. Yes, okay. I think I got it. What's yours?
Snake. It's an alien snake.
Okay. Is that it?
Yeah, and she wraps around a lot of people.
Okay. Mine was like a alien that bears some resemblance to a wolf, but also has abs. And the threat is that he's gonna lay his wolf eggs in Will Smith's mouth. And that's what the movie's about. Now imagine that, but normal. Like a normal kind of sexuality. And that's what MiB 2 is.
Okay, I think I understand this.
Well, like, normal or just, like, really boomery.
Yeah.
Like, she has the makeup look of, like, someone in a magazine. That's where she gets the idea of the form from. You ever notice how in, like, 20th century magazines, like, there's always, like, way too much blush, way too much, like...
Well, it's like...
it's not blended well.
Between that part and, like, the dog that has very, like, Baby Herman vibes from, like, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, it's the, like, Hey Toots era.
Yeah.
Like, I don't believe this is a Weinstein production, but that's the vibe I get. You know, it's Columbia and Sony, you know. But, like, it's the Hey Toots, and that's what the girls look like, that's what the funny characters say.
Yeah, like, it's okay for them to say it because they're not the leads.
And so, yeah, this is...
so weird if Will Smith ever said, hey, toots. I honestly think he never has. I think Tommy Lee Jones maybe tried it once and was like, that doesn't feel right coming on my Tommy Lee Jones face.
Because they're professionals.
Yeah.
And the movie around them is clown shoes. I think we can agree. So, yeah, 2002. This is the nonsense that was occurring there. But the real Men in Black, though...
Yeah.
If they're out and about and doing alien stuff, they're, like, covered for life. It's like, no, we're just going to Comic-Con. Don't bother us.
I wonder if the real Men in Black... Maybe the underwear model thing was their idea. Maybe it's like...
that was their note that they got in through the door?
Yeah, if you put in a hot lady in there, then, like... Okay, we had Men in Black 1. That was pretty good. Men in Black 2. Put, like, a lady who's just in her underwear all the time. And she's, like, the alien. So that the movie seems really fucking silly. And that way, also, people will be thinking that it's too silly, and they'll be way too horned up to think about aliens.
Yeah, they're the ones that, like, hired and started getting the money into, like, the practical effects.
Yeah.
And the CGI. CGI might have Men in Black origins.
True.
Because they're like, the more we can make people doubt real life, the more, like, you know, uncommon things will seem... like, you know, okay. Right.
Like, what's something wild that you've seen recently that you think is probably aliens?
Well, I want to say they did the government announced, like, in the past, was it, like, year or something like that? Like, it's like, yeah, there's UFOs out there, and we don't know exactly what they are, but they're definitely a thing. They're confirmed. There's objects in the air around us and we don't know what they do.
Well, of course, yeah, they're UFOs.
And most people didn't bat a fucking eye. Because they're like, yeah, you know, it's just another 2020 thing.
Well, yeah, like, they're unidentified.
You're right. And it doesn't necessarily mean aliens. It is an unidentified object. This could be, you know, another foreign country's, you know, advanced flying tech.
Man, we need to do an episode about this now, or I need to do some research into it, because what does that mean?
You know, like...
Like, are they optical illusions, or is it a weather balloon, or, like, maybe there actually are aliens. Maybe we've been...
Your suggestion is talk about the... let's play a game.
Hey, you know what? We should play a game.
Yeah. Men in Black, as a society,
Uh-huh.
do you think they are therapists need therapy or therapy animal?
Needs therapy.
They need to talk to someone about this.
They need to talk to somebody about this. Like, you know, if you are... The point of the Men in Black is to completely sever ties with everyone on the outside.
And it's very internalized, too.
That's
We're
very
the only ones that we can deal with this.
That's very isolating. That's not mentally healthy. They need to talk to a therapist.
Yeah.
And also, like, why don't you just let people know about aliens? Like, what is the risk? What are you gonna not get out of that?
It's one of those, like, I see the... I do, in the same way that, like, when UFOs dropped and no one cared,
Mhm.
I don't think people would be... I think most people would be okay
Yeah, exactly.
with it. This is a big, like, alien UFO topic of discussion.
Can we talk more about these UFOs dropping? Wait, hold on. What are you talking about with this?
There was a news thing that came out,
Okay.
like, a year ago, where the government said, like, you know, UFOs are real, and we don't... And, like, we've seen them, we don't know exactly what they are.
I feel like we've talked about this before.
Oh. Sorry,
Needs therapy.
needs therapy easily. So another quick thing I would like to ask is that if you were invited to join the Men in Black,
Oh, okay.
would you?
Yes.
Why is that?
I mean, the only person I would really care about not having in my life anymore is you. And, like, I could... You're welcome. And, like,
and
I could just...
hang on.
I could just, I could probably still hang out. I don't know why not, right?
Yeah, we could go. Well, the neuralizers are really good, like, outs. Unless it's, like, you know, you can't neuralize someone too many times.
Mm-hmm.
Which they might go into in, like, one of the movies. But
Right.
it's like, you can just...
Why would I just neuralize you?
well, you can say, hey, it's me, how's it going?
Mm.
Like, you know, yeah, how are you doing? We catch up, we have lunch. And you neuralize me at the end, and you're like, you had lunch by yourself.
Well, that's sad. Or maybe I just, like, you know, we have a normal kind of outing, and then I...
Oh, you don't say that you're Men in Black. You just hang out.
I could just not do that.
Yeah, you have a secret identity, which is something they don't really get into. It's more like, they don't... that's something they don't do in the franchise. They don't do dual identities.
Well, like, do they live at MiB headquarters?
I want to say yes.
Huh.
Do they have their own apartments? Right? So that's where they go. It's like, you know, it's like a New York police station with all kinds of weirdos coming back and forth. But I guess they got rooms.
You know what I would really like to... You know what I would really like is if Men in Black had, like, the movie set up with the neuralizers, but also had, like, the comic book set up with the fantasy creatures as well.
That there's other things going on beyond that.
And also, like, I would just like the opportunity to just know more about, like, all of these space critters and such. And also...
In another 90s sci-fi setting, the question is red pill or blue pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, I want to know the answers despite the repercussions.
Right. Which, now I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Squatchler style, would you join the Men in Black?
Ooh, you know what? I don't think so. It's like, have I ever... this is a tangent, but have I ever described what, like, my 3 genie wishes would be?
No. Not even during the genie episode, which that's a missed opportunity on our part.
Yeah, I guess so. My first wish would be to preview, like, some of my life going forward and see how things turn out.
Okay.
In, like, a kind of, like, I want to say, like, a click way, but, like, a third-person perspective, like, kind of watching on TV real fast. Not real time, because that's getting messy. My second wish would be to change something if something goes wrong. Or I might even skip the second wish, because the third wish is to forget that I had a genie. To forget that I made wishes and stuff like that. I wouldn't want to live with knowing that I did something to change my life in a repercussive way.
So wait, so what's the point?
So the point is that if something went wrong in my life going forward, I would correct it using the wish.
Okay.
And that correction, whether it's good or bad, I wouldn't want to know the actual outcome. I wouldn't want to be burdened with that knowledge. So I think that, you know, Sure, it would be nice to know about that. I would like, do a camp outing with Men in Black.
Hey,
Like I would love to do the training session that they do in the first episode.
oh yeah.
In the first one.
Hey, Alex is coming over later, and you're making soup, right?
Yeah.
You're gonna mess up the soup. Don't do that.
Okay.
Take off your glasses. Don't mess up the soup.
So I guess I won't mess up the soup I make later today.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
All right. So
I mean, I did it, right?
yes.
So, would you join the Men in Black, yes or no?
I would probably not.
Well, that's a shame, because I was trying to get you to be my partner. So, I mean, that's rough, but,
What's that thing?
Oh, fuck, you have the sunglasses on? Wait. So you wouldn't join the Men in Black?
No.
Yeah.
What? A weird thing.
Maybe if I were dating someone right now, also, I would think differently.
Yeah. If you have ties, it's kind of tough.
But then they would just be my partner in Men in Black.
The only ties they have is around their neck.
I like that wordplay.
The other thing that I wanted to point out is that stupid draw, lost my train of thought.
Yeah, shocker.
This is not a visual medium. For the record, I am currently wearing sunglasses.
You don't have to wear sunglasses constantly as a Men in Black agent.
No, but these are prescription.
Are they?
Yeah.
So are mine.
Oh.
Let me swap them.
Okay.
Oh, geez, they are.
Yeah, we aren't too far off our prescriptions.
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot. More so in well, I'm like fucked up in one eye versus the other.
Mm.
I was saying earlier how I wanted to be like I wanted to know more about all these aliens and their planets and such.
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like you can just improvise what they are, like, oh, it's a Kylothian space crystal, or like, oh, that's a Class C Grimbro or whatever. And like I want to be the person
I'm a Class C Grimbro.
I'm a classic Grimbo.
Look out as I paint myself with peanut butter.
Oh, I'm so gooey. So remember what I said earlier about Totally Spies? I think I have a new one now. There was an episode where they got covered in peanut butter, right?
I'm not positive.
Okay. So do the other planets also have Men in Black? Or like
and they're like aliens on there.
Grobro or whatever?
I want to see Men in Black on a different planet where there's a bunch of aliens and there's just a dude like walking in the background.
Yeah, if I want to go to like some alien planet and hang out with this one Earth dude who's just walking around in the background, do I have to go through their Men in Black?
It's a fair point.
Well, I guess I can't leave the planet as a person, but if I'm in the Men in Black, then if I want to go to another planet, but then like, you can't just go on vacation to another planet, right?
This was also like a Kingsman thing too. Not this is just the other planet stuff, but it's like, oh, maybe in this world there are like the different fantasy races. They just have different Men in Black that deal with them. The New York, this branch just does aliens.
Well, the London branch also just does aliens.
Yes, that they kind of shot themselves in the foot with that.
Yeah.
Imagine it's London, but they fight,
the Fae or something.
Yeah.
But then what? So the aliens can't go to London ever?
Nope. They don't like them in there.
I don't know if that works.
No. Going as a Men in Black, visiting other planets and other life forms throughout the galaxy. That's a good pitch item.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Men in Black Intergalactic.
Because the part I don't like about being Men in Black is that you have to be a cop.
That's fair. You know what? That's right.
That's a bad...
Maybe that's why I want to be like the research scientist of the Men in Black.
Okay, that's neat. You're the tour guide. You're the travel agent.
Yeah.
I want to be the Men in Black guy, but I drive the bus that takes aliens to different planets.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. They have all kinds of domestic positions.
Seatbelts, everyone.
Yeah, so I remember what I want to talk about. Ironically, it's the deneuralizer. It's really fucked up that the second movie introduces that. Isn't that the whole point?
Yeah, no, that is fucked up.
Doesn't that kind of undo the entire world building of Men in Black?
Mm.
If you can put memories back in people.
I don't know. I think that works. Because, like, what if you need someone who was neuralized to be a witness?
Ooh, okay, maybe it's a suppression thing.
Mm.
The memories aren't gone, they just, like, are super buried.
Yeah, I could also see... Well, that's, like, the point of, like, the suggestion thing, right?
Yeah, you hide information.
I like the idea of, like, you know, getting someone to confess something and then, like, firing off the neuralizer and then just, like, convincing them to follow you with the suggestion thing. Then you lead them back to headquarters and deneuralize them.
Ooh, we talk about D&D a lot. What a charisma move.
Ooh, yeah.
If there's a magic item that could help, like, neuralize someone.
Oh my god. There needs to be a D&D neuralizer. What would it be? Like an orb?
It's gonna stick with a light at the end of it. They're not subtle.
Fair.
It's like a wand. What do you...
Yeah, okay.
It's got a button.
Ooh, this is good.
Yeah, so that will help give you advantage on, like, charisma checks, or like, literally, you can get information, and they don't know you know that information.
Do we talk about how... Wait, do we talk about how that one guy said that the Men in Black had dark skin and dark exotic features?
I'm forgetting what we talked about. It's that kind of episode. So... Some guy was racist against Men in Black.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he thought they were weird looking.
What does exotic features mean? Does he mean, like, they looked Asian, dun dun dun, or did he mean, like, they had a third eye on their face? Because there's a difference between those things.
I think it's, like, they kind of looked like...
Like, define exotic in this context.
I'm going to show you some sketches and photos.
Do they have some brightly colored plumage, perhaps?
I think it's more like they look uncharacteristically, like, you know, pale, and they have, like, fish-like features. Like like this guy, for example.
More Lovecraftian.
It's just a regular guy. I'm sorry, that's not good. I thought I saw some sketches on here. Yeah, like, look at these. The way these guys are shown. Don't they look a little off? A little unsettling?
It's like 1 degree off center.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, oh, they don't have eyebrows. They don't have hair on the top of their head. Sometimes they look straight up like aliens, like this, you know, collection here.
We need to talk more about grays, because that is,
it's a good direction to take it.
You know, the whole, like, aliens on Earth thing is really, like, UFOlogy is a topic I want to get into more on this show.
Sure. Because there's different thought processes with aliens. Mm-hmm. There's some that, like, they just hang out up there, and there's the walking among us ones.
Yeah.
So, ooh, look at these weirdos.
They also all have hats.
Yeah.
Which is not...
not in with 90s fashion.
No. Well, I mean, what is?
Which everything is.
Yeah.
Except hats. So, okay, I think that wraps up things with Men in Black.
Yeah. But, man, I think there's more we can talk about. Is there no way I can change your mind?
No.
I keep forgetting that you have the glasses on. Yeah, okay, we can end it.
All right, let's take up Men in Black to the final rating place.
Yep.
The UFOlogy Men in Black. They're creepy, they're weird, and I do get a couple little tingles. Like, that doesn't usually happen with the monsters that we talk about on this show.
Yeah.
There's something weird going on, and I like that it's vague, but I also don't really like the goo-filled features.
I don't hate the goo.
I don't... It's just it's a weird direction to take it.
If I were approached by the Men in Black, like the UFOlogy things, I think they might, like, try and physically turn me into a Man in Black if I were to, like, say, like, let me join you. Like, they would, like, I don't know, make my face look more, like, normal, like us. And, like, they would shave all of my body hair, and they would cut off my fingerprints, and, like, I would just look like all of them. And that would suck. But if I were approached by the movie MIBs, I don't know, it seems like they have more fun.
Yeah, they do. So...
Will Smith is just me at work, where it's like, as soon as a superior shows up, I'm all, like, goofing around, but then, like, otherwise it's like, hey, no, get this thing out of here. No smoking.
And all that. I think, let me put it this way, we've done this test before. If a monster showed up in real life, like, would you be, like, scared? If I saw Men in Black in real life, I would be frightened.
I'd be concerned that they would kill me instead of neuralize me.
Like in the comics.
Yeah, that's the thing about the dark alley test is like, the dark alley test being if you saw this monster in a dark alley, like, and your reaction was just like, who fucking cares? Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Then like it's not a good monster. I would still be concerned that it was gonna kill me. Like concern and fear are different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're I would call them, they're like government mobsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to run into them, but in a sense, they're a little goofy.
Mm.
Especially if the aliens are truly as goofy as the ones in the series.
That's very true.
So I'm gonna give them a 6.5 out of 10. I'm
gonna give them a 250 out of 333.
Do you want to decipher those numbers, or that's for our audience to figure out?
I know that your sunglasses were on. I was just doing that to prove a point.
Okay. Well, tune in next time, and I forgot what we're doing next.
You remember what we were going to do next.
Tune in next time when we go to the deepest depths of the ocean.
Join us next time when we go into the deepest depths of, I'm pretty sure, the woods.
We plummet out for all kinds of ne'er-do-wells.
All kinds of never-do-wells. It's an odd phrase. How'd you feel about that take?
I thought like the, not as good as the fourth one, but definitely better than the seventh.
Number 18 was pretty good.
I think that 16 was, I'm glad we buried that one.
16 was that one where we were, yeah.
But let's, I think we can give it one more good shot.
All right. If you say so. Glasses on.
Oh.